Follow the gold, follow the power wars, the cabal, and the end of dollar hegemony throughout modern history. Wars have rarely been about democracy, freedom, or humanitarian causes. Beneath the patriotic slogans and diplomatic rhetoric lies a darker reality. Most wars are engineered by a hidden elite, what many now call the cabal, which controls money, energy, and the military-industrial complex. This cabal does not operate within the boundaries of nation-states. Its power transcends flags and borders. It controls central banks, media narratives, intelligence agencies, and global institutions. And if history has taught us anything, it's that wars often follow financial shifts, especially those involving gold and monetary sovereignty. Gold, the eternal standard of power. Gold is not just a commodity. It is the oldest form of money and the ultimate hedge against currency debasement. Its value is not dictated by governments, but by scarcity and trust. Since the COVID-19 crisis, the price of gold has soared, crossing $2,000 per ounce and reaching historic highs. This surge is not accidental. It reflects deep-rooted anxiety about fiat currencies, inflation, and the stability of the US-led financial system. It also signals that a tectonic shift is underway. The Rothschilds and the legacy of monetary control. The Rothschild banking dynasty, originating in the 18th century, built an empire on war financing, central banking, and gold. During the Napoleonic Wars, Nathan Rothschild allegedly gained early knowledge of Napoleon's defeat at Waterloo and used it to manipulate the London stock market, an event that cemented the family's mythic status in financial history. More importantly, the Rothschilds became synonymous with global control over gold, from ownership of mines in South Africa to influence over the Bank of England and other central banks. Today, while their holdings are largely hidden behind trusts and corporate veils, the Rothschild influence endures, particularly in the gold trade, with major stakes in bullion banks and refineries. If gold is surging, it's because those who control it are positioning themselves for a new monetary order. Wars for gold and monetary dominance, a historical pattern. Let us not be naive. Wars are often triggered not by ideology, but by resource control and financial realignment. Libya 2011. Gaddafi proposed the creation of a Pan-African gold-backed currency, the gold dinar, to challenge the US dollar and the CFA franc fused in many former French colonies. Just months after this proposal, NATO intervened militarily, under the guise of humanitarian protection. Gaddafi was brutally killed, and Libya collapsed into chaos. But the dollar's dominance in Africa was preserved. Iraq, 2003, Saddam Hussein began selling oil in euros instead of dollars in 2000. By 2003, Iraq was invaded under false pretenses. No weapons of mass destruction were found, but the petrodollar system was reinforced. Iraq returned to dollar-denominated oil sales after the US-led occupation. Venezuela, 2019, as Caracas moved gold reserves from abroad and explored non-dollar oil sales with China and Russia. Severe sanctions and coup attempts followed. While the media focused on human rights, the real war was for monetary sovereignty. These are not isolated events. They follow a pattern. Any nation that challenges the dollar system or tries to move toward gold-backed or independent trade systems becomes a target. The rise of BRICS and the end of dollar hegemony. The BRICS alliance, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, represents a serious threat to the post-Bretton Woods order. With plans to launch a gold-backed settlement system and increasing trade in local currencies, BRICS is actively undermining dollar supremacy. Russia and China have already signed agreements to trade energy in rubles and yuan. India is buying Russian oil in rupees. Brazil is exploring bilateral trade with China using their own currencies. Now, with the potential expansion of BRICS to include resource-rich nations like Iran, Saudi Arabia, and Egypt, the geopolitical chessboard is shifting. If BRICS formalizes a gold-backed trading system, the dollar's role as the global reserve currency will be severely weakened post-COVID. The great repositioning since the 2020 pandemic. Global debt has exploded, inflation has surged, and trust in Western financial institutions has eroded. In this context, gold is not just a safe haven, it is a weapon. The elite know this. The Rothschilds and other financial dynasties are not watching passively. They are repositioning their assets into gold, into strategic energy investments, and into the infrastructure of the next monetary system. The soaring price of gold is a signal, a prelude to monetary war. As BRICS moves to challenge dollar hegemony, expect backlash: economic sanctions, sabotage, regime change operations, and proxy wars. These are not spontaneous events, but the calibrated responses of a threatened empire. Conclusion: the true nature of war. Follow the gold, and you will find the fingerprints of empire. Follow the currency wars, and you will uncover the silent hand of the cabal. From Gaddafi's gold dinar to BRICS de-dollarization, the battle is always for control over money and, thus, over civilization itself. The world is entering a new phase where gold will once again determine the fate of nations, and those who control it, the same families who have controlled it for centuries, are making their next move. The question is not if conflict will erupt, but where and how it will be disguised this time.